Hey guys, welcome back to Modern Housewife, a homeschool question and answer tag. This was actually started by Terryn at Just a Simple Home. Her stuff will be linked below, and I hope you guys will go check her out. I wanted to go along and go ahead and answer her questions because they seem to be questions that were already being asked of me. So I just wanted to jump along with this tag and answer some questions about our homeschool. The first question is, were you homeschooled? And did you know that you would always homeschool your children? So I actually went to a private Christian school from kindergarten till 3rd grade. I'm not 100% sure of the reason. I have my own ideas of why I was pulled out to be homeschooled, but at 3rd grade, my parents pulled me out. I was homeschooled until 7th grade. I re-entered the private Christian school where I finished out my junior high and high school years. Just a tiny little tidbit, my dad was the principal of that school. Yes. It was rough. Did I always know I wanted to homeschool my kids? I guess it really wasn't something that I thought about until I had to. When my daughter Lexi was born, we kind of discussed it and we just kind of felt like we would cross that bridge when we got to it. When Lexi was starting kindergarten, I actually homeschooled her for the first month and a half of kindergarten. And because of our foster care situation and how busy we were, we decided to go ahead and put her into public school and just kind of see how it went. That being said, she made it through the rest of kindergarten year and 1st grade, and that's when we decided, yes, this is definitely what we want for our family. We pulled all of our children and we've been homeschooling ever since. The next question is, what is your homeschool style or approach? So I've already kind of done a video on this. I will link it above. We actually follow more of the unschooling style. Now, we are not radical unschoolers. We just kind of follow the unschooling style approach, which is child-led learning throughout our day. I am still a very scheduled, organized person, so I kind of lead my children on the path, and wherever they take us as our day goes on, that's where we head down. I'm actually going to do a curriculum schedule video in the very near future on kind of what an average day looks like for our family. But we are definitely laid back homeschoolers, and so far it's working extremely well for all of my children and their learning style. The next question is, what are my 2 favorite books when it comes to homeschool? No mom can get by with homeschooling their children without their nifty planner. Everybody has a different one. Everybody chooses a different poison when it comes to their planner, and by goodness, do not touch a mama's planner because that is her lifeline. Am I right? So I've used different kind of planners, and honestly, I've really fallen in love with this style. I feel like I will probably do this for a 2nd year in a row because I absolutely love it. As much as I would love to make my own planner, as a lot of my homeschool mamas have done, I don't feel right now that I have the time, the ability, or the effort to do that with so many other things going on. My favorite planner are the ones that I've been getting from Michaels. Now, I know that they have a name to them. I'm not entirely sure. I will link them down below because I do not know the name of them because it's not in here right off the bat. But I actually got this on Black Friday. I plan to do it again this year because when I actually went through with the Black Friday deal and the coupon that I had through Michaels, this ended up being only $5 on Black Friday. I bought 2 of them. Cool thing that I like about this is, one, it's big. It's super durable. I love that it has like these different inspirational quotes at the beginning of each month. It has the whole entire month lined up, and then it goes ahead and it goes by week. This is a perfect page for an example. Is when I was homeschooling the 3 older children, this will now change since Casey will be going to a different school. It will be Lexi, Silas, Brooklyn. And I know in most case scenarios, it's supposed to go like morning, afternoon, evening, but instead I go ahead and put a child in each one of these boxes. So like this was Casey's and what she needed to get done for the day, Lexi, Silas, and so forth. My other planner keeps all of my other appointments and different things. This one is strictly for homeschool. It does not go along with my personal planner, and so it's strictly for the children. Plus it has pineapples on it. Like, can I just get an amen? So cute. The second book that I've really learned to love as I've homeschooled my kids is Nature Anatomy by Julia Rothman. Again, I'm going to link this down below. I've said it before, homeschool mamas. If you do not have this book, I'm telling you right now, I would not lead you astray in getting this book. I will show you. These are some of the cool things that are in here. This is the anatomy of a flower, and it goes through everything that has to do with the flower, the different kinds of wildflowers, everything else that comes with different flowers, what it looks like, what it's nicknamed. We really have enjoyed the different things that they show you. We've actually found a dead bee out there, and the kids were starting to ask questions like, what's this, what's this, what's this? You pull out this book. It's easy, it's quick, it's really super hardcore quality. I really love the quality of this book. Are you kidding me right now? Like, how cool is that? So it goes through a ton of different things. There's the anatomy of an ant, the anatomy of a butterfly, and all the different kinds of butterflies that are out there and where they're located in the world. getting a little too excited about this book. Cool thing about this book is you can read from start to finish. You could practically write a science curriculum around this book. The other cool thing about it is when we're out and about and the kids ask something, I just go to the contents and I just look up, okay, they've just asked me about this bird. A little bird told me, anatomy of a bird, water birds, bird behavior, birds of prey. I can just look it up and find the chapter that we're learning about. That's part of unschooling, is being able to just open up the middle of the book and be like, okay, the animals underground. Being able to learn about that because my kids have asked about that. And having this on hand is such a great resource. I think I probably love this book more than my planner. Can you believe that? I absolutely love this book. This is definitely what our science is based around. We have a couple other things going on this year, but you will see this again when I do my curriculum video because this is definitely a staple in our homeschool world. So sorry that question took so long, but that's my passion right there. Okay, so the fourth question is, what is your homeschool schedule like? Is it year round, 4 days on, 4 days off? So my answer for that is every day, all day, forever and ever. So we're kind of coming into this new season of life. We are embracing unschooling with everything in us, but we also have younger kids who are being designed and growing and really into the influential time and the foundational time, their elementary school years. Realistically, we have scheduled school. Now that comes into play when I'm like, okay guys, we're gonna sit down, really dive into the things that you guys are wanting to learn about. It's where I can put the toddlers down for a nap and I can really sit with my older kids and read to them and listen to them read to me. It's more on like mom time with the kids. My kids are learning all day, every day. We do constant activities where we're constantly learning. The kids are helping in the kitchen, or we're going on a nature walk, or we're going to a museum, and those kind of things that involve the whole family. We have school time. I'm sitting down with my kids to do their learning books or whatever it is. You know, I'll have like these little notes that I write down, like the kids have asked a question and I can't get to it right now, but it's definitely something I want to follow up with. That's what our school time is for. We are starting Monday with a set schedule that allows me the time to be with the kids and do their child-led learning. Number 5 is, what are some of your favorite and least favorite things about homeschooling? So of course, my favorite things are probably a little bit more emotional. Having my kids home with me, being able to teach them, learning alongside with them, being able to have kind of a higher level of education, requiring more from academics when it comes to my kids. I definitely love being able to have the moral conduct in our home, knowing that my children are safe, and just kind of knowing what they do throughout the day. Stress-free. Our home is just such a stress-free environment for them. They're allowed to wake up on their own, go to the bathroom when they need to, eat, drink, and just really have an openness when it comes to living life, being able to be an individual and being able to express your own thoughts when need be. I know a lot of times my hashtag is hashtag wild, hashtag free. That's really how I feel, is just wild and free as we're able to grow our children and be adventurous and just walk along this journey together that God has allowed us to be on. So I think my least favorite thing about homeschooling is everybody else's view and opinion of it. I don't really know when homeschool got a bad rap. A little sick and tired of all the negativity that comes against and for homeschoolers. Gosh, we live in America, and to have the freedoms that we have, there should be more support instead of blah 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 against homeschoolers and their choice of homeschooling. Shh, just do what's best for your family and I'll do what's best for mine. Okay? So question number 6 is, how do you balance homeschooling, homemaking, and teaching multiple students? So I have a 12-year-old, and then I have stepping stones, 8, 7, 6, and then 2 toddlers. My 4 oldest really do things together. We don't really do grades in our house. Everyone's just constantly learning no matter where they're at in life. But a lot of times my 4 oldest will learn together. And it's really interesting to see the dynamic when my 12-year-old helps my 6-year-old. It's been very influential in her learning style since she's hands-on. The mind-blown experience of being able to teach something yourself and realize it at the same time. We do so much work together in the unschooling approach that I don't really feel or get overwhelmed with having to teach multiple grades at one time. So really, I balance all of it by just doing it all together as a family. Number 7, do you participate in groups or co-ops? So we were actually a part of a group in town, but mostly just for like the activities and the sports and the resources that they provided. We really have opted out to do any sort of co-ops just because our learning style and our approach to homeschooling is completely different than what goes on in those co-ops. I feel like when my kids are older, if they so choose to want to be a part of those co-op classes, I'd be more than welcome to sign them up for those. But right now, my children are young and they are enjoying just exactly what we're doing in life right now. We do also take part in a science class that's provided by our local Audubon Center. It happens once a week and it has been absolutely influential and amazing, the education that they provide for science and nature classes. Number 8, what is your favorite subject to teach, and what is your least favorite subject? My dad was my teacher, and he built within me a love for history. And before he passed away, I feel like he built that love within my children as well. We absolutely love all things history. My children are so interested in times, in dates, in activities that took place in history, and how our world became to be. They really enjoy reading historical books, watching historical videos, and really learning the timeline of America and how it came to be. Probably my least favorite is going to be math, only because I have a lot of children in my house that actually struggle with that, and so I'm constantly trying to find new ways to teach technique and foundation when it comes to math. It really wasn't my favorite subject in school. I tried to make it fun and exciting and learning all at the same time. Oh my gosh, there's a bug. Do you guys keep seeing it fly? Sorry. Do you have any spousal, family, or friends support? You know, you think going into homeschool that everybody's gonna be against you because of this whole thing built up against homeschooling. You think everybody's gonna be against you. The world is gonna be against you. And while some parts of the world are completely against you, that is not to say my husband, my close family, and friends are all in support of us doing homeschool. They have seen the change in our kids over this past year, and even the style and approach that we take to learn and grow our children. My kids have a couple friends that are actually super jealous about their homeschooling and how it all goes down. And luckily, I've had amazing mom friends come up to me, ask my opinion, and actually have turned around to homeschool their children as well. I have an amazing support group, Special Kids from God, that allows me to know we're doing the right thing and we can have complete peace about keeping our children home in this time of their life. Number 10, what advice do you have for a new homeschool mom? First of all, this is not for everyone. A lot of times, friends get together and think, hey, let's all homeschool this year. I have learned and found out between many groups that homeschooling is not going to be for every family. Like I've said before, what works for me is not going to always work for you. But if you have decided that homeschooling is somewhere in your heart, then my advice would be to give it 1 year. Make a commitment for 1 year. Sometimes the days are long and hard, but oh my goodness, the rewards are amazing. Some days I wake up and I go, this is how my day is turning out. Are you kidding me? But that's life. That's not homeschooling. That's raising children. That happens when you become a mother, not when you decide to homeschool. So give it 1 year. Dedicate yourself for 1 whole year that you're going to homeschool. You're going to put your best foot forward, and at the end of that year, you can decide if you'd like to do another year or go ahead and send your kids back into the traditional school setting. I promise, if you dedicate yourself for 1 year, you're going to be super surprised. Well, thank you guys for coming along today. That tag was super fun. I hope I answered a lot of your questions that I've gotten throughout my comments on my YouTube, my Instagram, and my Facebook. I'm going to do another video next week about my curriculum and our schedule as we're starting school on Monday. Everybody is super excited to kind of get back into the schedule, back into the swing of things, and secretly so excited for fall. And don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't really care. I just had to answer a couple questions for you. Peace.